Rosneft is a major Russian oil and gas corporation belonging to the world's top 10 leaders of the global energy market. The company accounts for more than 40% of crude oil production in the country and 6% in the world. Deep integration in the global economy has been ensured due to a unique shareholder structure which includes BP, one of the major transnational companies, the Qatar Investment Authority, the country's giant sovereign wealth fund, Glencore, one of the largest traders, investment funds from the US, Europe, and Asia, as well as tens of thousands of minority shareholders from different countries. Rosneft is acting as a growth driver for pan-European relations and is building the economy of trust despite market volatility and sanctions pressure. The company's portfolio of international assets includes projects in 25 countries, which envisage production, refining, and hydrocarbon supplies to prospective markets. Operations encompassing huge resource potential, broad-scale investment, and state-of-the-art technologies are being carried out for the benefit of all cooperation participants. Rosneft not only maintained its global leadership among public oil companies in terms of oil and liquid hydrocarbons production, but also set new benchmarks in the industry. Record 285,500,000 tons of oil equivalent were produced in 2018. Rosneft is successfully implementing its strategy for attracting strategic partners, leaders in the oil and gas industry, to prospective Russian projects. An international consortium has been built on the basis on Tashara Neftegazadobucha together with BP and state-run oil companies of India. Vankor field is also being developed in cooperation with Indian partners. The company's high metrics are the consequence of deploying new technologies, in particular the transition from traditional directional to horizontal wells with multi-stage hydraulic fracturing in western Siberia, and the active development of hard-to-recover reserves. Its production has doubled over the last 4 years. The company's main efforts are aimed at increasing the efficiency of hydrocarbon production, enhancing its volumes due to organic growth. The cost of Rosneft production is the lowest in the sector, amounting to $3.1 per barrel. Rosneft has been taking by far the leading position with regard to proven hydrocarbon reserves among public oil and gas companies in the world. According to the SEC classification, the volumes increased by 4% to 41,400,000,000 barrels of oil equivalent over the last year. The rate of replacement with proven reserves is equal to 173%. Testing of wildcat wells is proceeding with a high success rate of 84%. Strategic goal is to reach 95% already by 2022. Due to precise exploration activities using, among other things, seismic data analysis, 230 new deposits and 23 new fields with total reserves amounting to 250 million tons of oil equivalent were discovered only last year. Rosneft is the largest subsoil user in Russia. The company possesses more than 1/3 of licenses for exploration and production of hydrocarbon raw materials in the entire distributed reserves, in particular for offshore resources development. Geological studies of subsurface resources are being conducted at the most licensed offshore areas of Rosneft in the waters of Russia's Arctic, Far Eastern, and Southern seas. International projects are also being successfully developed, particularly the Zohr gas project on the Mediterranean shelf, which will achieve the design capacity already this year. Gas business is one of the points of growth for the company. According to the development strategy, Rosneft 2022, the implementation of major gas production projects will allow to occupy a 20% share in the gas market of the Russian Federation already in 3 years. Among those projects are the launch of Rospan gas field and development of Harampur and Festivolne license areas in western Siberia in partnership with BP. An agreement signed with Beijing Gas has become another example of integral approach. The Chinese company acquires a stake in Vernichonsk Neftegas, operating at one of the biggest producing fields in eastern Siberia. Shareholders in the Sakhalin-1 project have decided to build their own LNG plant with a capacity of 6 million tons, aiming to monetize natural gas from the Far East. Rosneft is the leading refiner in Russia, with 13 large-scale refineries in the country's key regions being under the company's control. The volumes rose 3% to 103,300,000 tons over a year. Rosneft is saturating the domestic market with world-class products while upgrading its refineries and making investments in infrastructure construction, new capacities, and technologies. The product range includes the Pulsar high-octane fuel. Pulsar is the official fuel type for the Russian Circuit Racing Series. Geographic scope of Rosneft retail business encompasses 66 regions of the country, building the largest network of gas stations in Russia. The company ensures price stability and reliable supply of oil products to the domestic market with a share of more than 40% of all supplies. Rosneft is the third largest player in the German oil refining market, holding stakes in 3 refineries located in the country. Petroleum products of those refineries are being sold directly and via tens of German shipment terminals. High-quality gasoline, diesel, heating and aviation fuel, bitumen, fuel oil, petrochemical products are available to clients all over Europe. Rosneft Deutschland supplied more than 140,000 tons of aviation fuel to airports in Germany only within the first 6 months of 2019. Rosneft has been working on the growing Indian oil product market for over 2 years now, following its purchase of the stake in Nayara Energy. The consortium owns the Vladimir refinery and the largest retail network in the country, exceeding 5,300 outlets. Nayara is looking at opportunities to double the refining capacity of Vadinar with $850 million of investments in the existing capacity development at the first stage. Therefore, Rosneft has become a remarkable player in the market of the entire Asia-Pacific region, relying on 2 large-scale refining centers in Asia and Europe. Taking into account prospects of expanding activities in the Arctic, construction of a cutting-edge Zvezda shipyard in the Far East is underway. The project, which is meant to become the pillar of heavyweight shipbuilding in the country, is being realized by an investor consortium led by Rosneft in accordance with an assignment issued by the President of the RF. In accordance with an assignment issued by the President of the Russian Federation. The product line includes tankers, gas carriers, drilling platforms, vessels of ice class, including the world's most powerful nuclear leader icebreakers. Offshore facilities of that size and complexity have been previously purchased abroad. Zvezda will be a competitor to foreign yards and supply Russia with merchant marine for the development of offshore fields, ensuring uninterrupted operation of the Northern Sea Route, the shortest one between Europe and Asia. Zvezda's current portfolio of orders is at a level of the world's leading shipyards. Rosneft has entered into an exclusive agreement with Zvezda to build all of its new vessels there, ensuring the pilot loading of the complex with 28 contracts. Overall, 39 contracts have been signed over 2 years. Their number grows to 59 when taking into account options. Prompt actions, unconventional approaches allow Rosneft to maintain technology leadership in the industry. The company's perimeter encompasses 32 scientific research and design institutes which assure, in particular, 100% support for crude oil and natural gas production. Digitalization programs of the entire production chain, starting from the field to a gas station, are underway, helping enhance efficiency and transparency of the business, but also cut costs. Each of Rosneft projects is implemented by taking into account a full data package related to environmental impact. Green investments amounted to 240 billion rubles over the last 5 years and 300 billion in the next 5 years. For instance, it was decided to join an initiative of leading international oil and gas companies to reduce methane emissions along the production and supply chain. The company is implementing a program aimed at preserving the biodiversity of ecosystems in the regions of its operations. Scientific expeditions, in particular monitoring of the population of sea cows, seals, polar bears, and endangered species of birds are being regularly conducted. Rosneft provides financing for Black Sea Dolphins research program. Rosneft operations exemplify a socially responsible business. The company constructs residential buildings, infrastructure, healthcare facilities, and supports educational, cultural, and sports programs. Rosneft provides financing for CSKA Professional Hockey Club, acts as a sponsor of the International Sambo Federation, and the racing team Lada Sports Rosneft. Rosneft is continuing traditions of Russian art patronage and provides support for projects, with each of them becoming a dramatic event in the international cultural landscape. This year, orchestral tours of the Britain Shostakovich Festival Orchestra, established with the assistance of Rosneft and BP, were a great success in Russia and Great Britain.